Oh, that's good bourbon. Are we good to go? Yeah, alright. Oh, I'm so wasted. Welcome to Carter's Retro Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing Capcom Generation for the Sega Saturn. Did I say number 3? Capcom Generation number 3 for the Sega Saturn. Whew, I am not up for this. Welcome to Carter's Retro Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing... Fuck, I forgot words. Oh, what is wrong with me? Welcome to Carter's Retro Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing Wiz for the Sega Saturn. Today we're going to be reviewing Capcom Generations number 4 for the Sega Saturn.
Don't fuck this up, don't fuck this up, don't fuck this up.
Welcome to Flutter's Cat. Oh my god, I am fucking retarded.
Today we're going to be reviewing Megaman X3. Today we're going to be reviewing Capcom Generations number 5. Today we're going to be reviewing Race Driving for the Sega Saturn. Today we're going to be reviewing Gunbird for the Sega Saturn. Today we're going to be reviewing Tyrion for the PC. Today we're going to be reviewing Actual Golf for the Sega Saturn. Today we're going to be reviewing Valora Valley Golf for the Sega Saturn. Today we're going to be reviewing World Cup Golf Professional Edition for the Sega Saturn, or as I like to call it, One Ball, One Cup. Today we're going to be reviewing PGA Tour 97 for the Sega Saturn.
Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls.
This year was dog shit in terms of sheer volume I put out for the channel. It's really becoming an active man's game, something I can't really keep up with. I said last year, or the year before, or whenever it was, that I'd release videos when I could, with no real time constraint on me so that I could enjoy the process, which means like 13 reviews a year. I'd like to make a New Year's resolution of more reviews if I can fit it in, but no real promises. Instead of doing a top and bottom 5, which would actually make up for most of the games I've reviewed this year, it's simply a top 5, so without further ado, here is number 5. PGA Tour 97. I'm just kidding, it's Valora Valley Golf. This year I reviewed 5 golf games with one on the way, and this was a solid entry. It was vastly different to the other golf games, and while I felt the presentation tried to overcompensate for what the developers felt was a boring game, the gameplay was solid enough to land it here on this list. It might also have something to do with T&E needing a different angle on the game of golf so they can justify another release and having the absolute audacity to charge you full price for the privilege. Number 4 is Actual Golf. Out of the 5 golf games I've reviewed this year, this was the best golf game in terms of the most amount of control given to the player, which in turn makes for a pretty good time if you're after a vanilla golfing experience. I can't imagine too many players wanting to play golf, but also somehow wanting an alternative version which is more fun than the game itself. But if you are, Valora Valley Golf is right there too. Once I finish the final golf review, I'll do an overview which at this stage will be sometime next year. Number 3 is Megaman X3. I had this big plan to review all 3 Mega Man games on the Saturn, one after each other. But my attention span is only made worse by the little time I have to do videos in the first place. So I decided to review them in chronological order, and this is a very good start. I thought it was a solid addition to the Mega Man series. Perhaps not the strongest, but strong enough to keep you interested. I have a pretty strong love towards the series, so very few of them actually are a miss for me. It's less about whether Mega Man will end up on future lists, or whether they'll simply just be better games that year. That is the standard you set with Mega Man. Number 2 is Gunbird. I had befriended a fan of my work. He messaged me out of the blue, and this conversation carried on over the course of the following months, and out of the kindness of his heart, he made a bid on eBay from some guy in Australia, then donated this game to me. He knows who he is, and if he's watching, don't think something like this goes unnoticed. I'm no classic game room or gaming channel which relies on donations to function. I expect no handouts, so when I get something like this, I appreciate it wholeheartedly. So, the game, yeah, it's good. It's one of the best shoot 'em ups I've played on the Saturn, not as good as say, Layer Section / Galactic Attack or Suku Gurentai, but it's still up there. Number 1 is not even a Sega Saturn game. I am not shitting you. This year, my number 1 pick is Tyrion on the PC. Yes, the nostalgia was off the charts, and it could very well have tainted my view on the game, but going back, it's just such a fun experience from start to finish, with enough levels and various modes and bonus games to keep you playing for at least a while. The format of the shoot 'em up is a little different to a lot of others with its placement of enemies, and it does have an amazing and an exciting soundtrack. Well, that's it. Thank you to everyone who watches, my new subs this year, to everyone who supports me, and I hope to see you next year. PGA Tour 97 for the Sega Saturn. Now, I've written a little bit of a ditty, and it goes something like this. Ah, God damn it. Actually, no, it goes a bit more like this. Save tonight. Fight the break of dawn. Come tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be gone. Save